Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fast podcast. Down and out. I'm Brendan, Stefan, Hunter. Go.
Oh,
Game of Thrones, episode 2. Episode 1 didn't matter. It was just like a catch you up. It was like, here's Game of Thrones. If you've never seen it before, go watch the first 7 seasons.
Yeah.
So
much.
episode 2, me and Stefan were talking because Hunter was late, and we agreed it was better than the entire 7th season.
What do you think
episode
about
2?
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
episode 2.
It was okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's
I was
interesting.
not. There was nothing. I mean, I did like when they were all sitting around the fire or whatever. You know, that's pretty cool.
Well, that was like some classic Game of Thrones shit. Like there
Yeah.
was almost nothing happening. It was just people talking about shit that has happened or is about to happen, and they're
Yeah.
like it's gonna be cool. There's so much build up to what's happening. I loved it.
I read in an article. They're like the title of this episode should just be called "Blue Balls." The episode.
It was. That was my
No.
problem.
They know
You
you're
see-
coming back.
No, here's the thing: is that was I liked it. I liked it better that way.
I know. I
Um,
loved it. I thought it was significantly better than the first episode.
Yeah, here, let me get my
I
notes
think
out.
this should have been the first episode of season 8 for me.
Yeah, it
'Cause
didn't
I
really
think
start.
the first episode.
That one,
was
like,
just
I
so-
finished that one. I'm like, all right, I guess so. I was so unenthused to watch.
Yeah, I
another
was
episode.
too.
But the first episode.
Yeah. The only thing I
Yeah,
liked about the
just-
first episode was watching the back of Jamie Lannister coming into, and there was that little setup where Bran's like waiting for an old friend, and then he gets off his horse and he's like, I made it, and he takes off his hood and he looks around and it's just Bran staring him down.
Yeah.
So good.
It was.
And then it opens up and Bran is just like, when Bran like isn't alone talking to himself being a weirdo, he's so interesting to have there with actual characters.
Yeah, he is.
I
Like,
like
he's-
the part where, oh man, when Tyrion's like, I'm here to sit and talk with you. And he's like, I'm willing to listen to whatever you have to say, Bran.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit.
Oh yes.
But there at the beginning, he recites what Jamie said to him when he pushed off the ledge. He says, "The things we do for love,"
Yeah.
and it's so good. And it just proves why.
And he gives him that look.
Yeah. Oh no. Jamie has so many looks. Oh, it's maybe that's why it's my favorite episode, is because Jamie is like
'Cause Jamie's
the
actually
main
in it.
character for half the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
then
he's just drifting. Yeah.
I want to talk on something real quick. So I'm not sure if you guys look at the titles of episodes, but I had to watch the entire show. So
Mhm.
I paid attention. Season 7 has no, like, the only one that has a little bit of like the title being like a double-edged sword, or that's not right, but you know, it has 2 meanings. That's what it is. It's 2 meanings. Is the Queen's Justice. But even that one, it's talking about Daenerys and Cersei, and they're both queens, right? The rest of them
Yeah.
are literally just talking to you about where they're at. Dragonstone, Stormborn, right? The Spoils of War, that's where Eastwatch, Beyond the Wall, The Dragon and the Wolf. They're just kind of like boring, they don't have a lot to talk about. This new episode, the episode 1 was called Winterfell. Okay.
All right.
This one was called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, right? And I was like, oh, Jamie. And then at the end, or I guess
Oh,
near the
yeah.
end, he knights what's her name?
Brienne.
Brienne of Tarth, or Sir Brienne.
That was a
guess.
great.
That was
was
That was
awesome.
pretty dope. That was.
I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah,
I
it
thought that was like, because I saw in the they did like a post episode thing for Game
Yeah,
of
I didn't
Thrones,
watch that. I never watched it.
and they said like, well, Brienne is technically like the most knightly out of all the characters in the show.
Yeah, she is.
She
yeah.
is.
She would
So
be
it
somebody's
would make
definition of a
sense.
knight these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I dug it. I thought it was very cool, and
Yeah, there's
I was almost ready to like cheer. I was so happy.
Yeah. No, same.
yeah, it was good.
I was sitting there. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I was like, yeah, you did it, Brienne.
She's gonna die.
Yeah, probably.
Welcome to Game of Thrones, motherfucker.
That was my first thought. Yep, she's gonna die. She's gonna be the first. to
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Also,
else happened?
did you? I thought Daenerys knew her father was kind of bonkers. Like she mentions how like she was like gonna execute Jamie, but I was
yeah.
like, I thought
Yeah,
you
she's
knew.
like, "You killed my father."
yeah,
or
yeah. She's like,
something.
"Ree, you
What?
killed my father," and you're like, you do know he tried to set the whole thing on fire, right?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody told her that.
I
feel-
think they're setting her up as a villain.
No, I got that from episode 1. Like, she does all these things, like,
Just
when
slight
she's
little
talking
things.
to, the cardboard box cutout of Sansa, she's just like, they don't finish their conversation, and she's like, what'll happen to the North? And she'll be like, bitch, you know, if she could
Yeah.
talk, she'd be like, bitch, it's mine, and so is your brother.
Shots
Oh.
fired.
But it was, yeah, I
Um,
mean, that was some great foreshadowing there too, where I was like, I don't think I think they're setting her up to be some sort of like mad queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
Well, because like it was a good. We didn't talk about this. I guess I'm not sure if I told any guys this, but the end of episode 1, well, kind of near the end, where it's Sam and John talking, and he says something like, you abandoned your crown to help your people. Would she do the same? Oof. Oof. It was so good. Oh, and like that's the thing is like episode 1 always sets something up. I've always noticed, or I guess I haven't always, but I've recently been rewatching them, and episode 1 of every season sets up something at the end of the season. You know,
Yeah.
because like in season 1, it's Ned's talking about like responsibility and lying and the whole honesty and all this shit. In the first
Yeah,
episode,
he
and he,
just gets slashed.
and yeah, and I mean, it's really like the first episode for the entire series, and it talks about everything the series is going to talk about. But definitely, his honesty kills him and shit like that, and it's every season teaches you a little something.
Yeah.
It's
But
good.
I think out of season 7, I really didn't care for.
Yeah,
It was okay.
I mean,
it's
it had
almost
great-
it's
it had
almost
cool
skippable.
yeah.
but I mean, you gotta watch it because it's it's
only
Game
8.
of Thrones.
Is it 8 episodes or?
It's 7.
Yeah, it's 7 episodes. So what's 7 hours of your time when you're 6
And this
seasons
one's only
in?
6, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will be only 6.
Oh my
But I
Um,
think
do
this
you-
is
do you wanna
already
go on-
halfway through by
Stefan,
next
do you wanna-
episode.
Do you want to go on your little conspiracy theory?
Oh.
Okay, so my theory is that there's actually secretly 7 episodes of Game of Thrones season 8, due to the fact that in past interviews they've stated that there's 7 episodes of season 8, but recently they, redacted that statement like over the last year or so, saying, "Oh, there's only 6 and they're this length, yada yada yada." But I think it would make sense to like really fuck with the fans on the last couple episodes and be like, episode 6 they drop on a cliffhanger, and then episode 7 would be when they have this suspiciously placed HBO Game of Thrones documentary that they have playing on like the following week after episode 6. So I suspect they want to pull a giant cliffhanger on 6 and be like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna come back for 7," and just totally blow everyone's minds on the last episode. That's my theory.
Just for the record, how many of your conspiracy theories about TV shows and movies have been right, Stefan?
None.
I was just about to say, I think 0.
Yeah,
No, but
if it's
this
not
makes
not
sense.
0, it's probably 2. But I do agree
Yeah.
that sounds like something HBO. I mean, this is a big enough show. If they wanted to fuck with people, they'd do it.
And they have the money.
Mm-hmm.
They have that prior statement saying there's 7 episodes, and then they redacted that. I think that would be crazy. People would be talking about that for years.
Yeah, it would be. It would. Yeah.
It
I
would
mean, if
blow
HBO
people's
wasn't
minds.
on the
The
map,
problem is that it makes so much sense that a business couldn't come up with it, because that's how
Oh,
most of them.
yeah, that
that's
is
how
a
most
good
of it
point
happens.
too. That it's such a good. I don't know, but like the 2 producers who started this are still in a lot of control of this show. Have a lot of control of this show still.
Yeah, well, they're writing
So-
it.
Maybe I mean,
They're making it up as
who
they
the
go
fuck
now.
knows who's writing it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things you like see some big movie director and writer, and you're like, oh, what did they work on? A Game of Thrones episode. you
Yeah,
know,
well-
I wouldn't be surprised if like Quentin Tarantino was like popped his fingers and was like, hell yeah, let's try this Game of Thrones shit.
we're just gonna insert this song here.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
when
also-
that episode where he gets his hand cut off and it goes, yeah, like it hard cuts to the credits where it just goes into a rock song, and it's like, what?
Speaking of
That was
songs,
the only time in this show where I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
speaking of songs, Jenny's song, holy shit!
Oh
dude.
yeah, that was pretty dope.
Do you
Yeah.
guys know the history of that song?
No,
Because
Somewhat.
I'm a
I
big
only know my Sailor
conspiracy.
songs.
I'm a big conspiracy theorist when it comes to the like Game of Thrones universe. And Jenny's song is like supposedly linked. So Rhaegar, Jon's father, you know how Daenerys talks about him being a singer and stuff. Well, he was, and
Oh, yeah.
he'd go down to where Jenny's song is based off a thing. It's actually based off the last long night. I
Mhm.
think. Whatever, it's all conspiracy bullshit. But it's a song that George R. R. Martin wrote in the books. Well, it's not like written exactly like that, I don't think. But
Yeah, I
those
think it's
lyrics,
only, like,
those lyrics
one
are the
verse.
yeah, it's like one or two verses you hear in the books, but or said to you, but yeah, they and like right when he started singing it, I like freaked out. It was like, oh shit, oh shit. It
Yeah,
was
and
so
I love
good.
they have the what everyone's doing while it's
Yeah.
playing, and it was like, oh, this is super powerful. I don't
Yeah.
want to see any of these people die, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I do.
But at the same time,
Also,
I wanna
can we
see them
just-
all die.
I just like the redheaded wildling. He takes the fucking stage
Oh god, he's
every
always the
time.
best. Every time he's there.
What is it? What
I
is
don't
it?
remember his name.
Giant's
Tormund.
milk, Tormund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tormund, Giants, Bane.
Giant's Bane, dude. Oh my god. You know why they call me
So
Giant's
badass.
Bane? I love everybody
so
else's
big and
faces
strong.
while he's telling that story. It's so
Oh,
great.
yeah.
He's just the best. I mean, that was the only thing I liked about episode 1 was that little comedic thing where he's like, his eyes are blue. I've always been blue. It's like, ah.
Yeah, yeah. Episode.
Well,
Yeah.
even the scene where like Jon Snow sees his buddy from the Night Watch.
Yeah. Well,
Walking-
isn't that Uncle Benji?
No, he died.
No, he
a long
died.
time ago.
All right.
Yeah.
He
can't
just looks
remember.
the same.
No, that's just some other dude
It's
that's
just
always
some
been there.
other
since-
dude.
He's actually one of the few guys from the Night's Watch that's been there from the
Well,
beginning.
no, because he
from the
went
first
to a
season.
different. He wasn't at Castle Black when there was a betrayal for John, right?
Yeah, I don't think he was there.
I don't think he was there, but it was very funny. Like when they're all sitting up there and they're all three there, and they're like the last Night's Watch, last
That was
man
pretty
out,
cool.
burn the
I
bodies.
liked that.
Well, there
I
was
like
so
that.
fucking cool.
That was amazing. I was like, oh, I just
in like
that was my favorite.
Sam was that. There's so many like plot lines that have just been like they put this nice little bow on it. It's a
It's
nice
sweet.
little present. They put it under the tree and they're like, I hope you like it, and they leave.
And it- well, even the scene between Sam and Jorah,
Yeah.
where he gives him the sword, and
The
he's
Valyrian,
like,
yeah. Oh.
Oh, that was
And-
cool.
because you know the background of like their families
Yep.
from
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
the Night's Watch, so that was just like an extra little moment. You're like, oh man, that's
And
so.
and when Jorah's
hit me.
talking to his cousin, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
that was great.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm fighting.
She's
Oh,
awesome. She's my favorite.
great. She's another character, like a side character
like,
that takes the
fucking
screen every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I did not like about episode 2 was just that little girl. I'm gonna go fight.
Oh yeah, that was a shitty Shane. A
What
shitty
the fuck you
Shane.
think you're doing? Like, I get that it's cool and all, and it's supposed to show the how dire the
Davos?
situation is. The fact that
Yeah.
it's like every single person is willing to defend it. All the Northerners have such pride over the
Yeah.
North that they'll defend it with their lives. But it's I love that just got annoying.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it doesn't like bother me much because even then, like Gilly was like, "Well, I need you to protect me in the crypts." and
Yeah.
I was like, that was a smart way to word it.
It just didn't. I mean, with how crowded the show is getting and about to get, it just didn't feel needed.
It
I
didn't.
think, yeah.
I really didn't care to see like her character.
It was a
has always
short
just been
scene,
side
though.
Character.
It was short. I'm trying to think. Oh, when what's his name? The Greyjoy kid comes back and like
Oh,
Sansa
yeah.
and him.
That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Theon. That was
Yeah.
dope. That was like
He's
it was
so
just
gonna
one of
die.
those scenes.
He's what?
He's so gonna die.
Oh, you know he is.
There's
he's,
no way.
He's already has an X on his back, and
Yeah.
he's protecting Bran.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that
Yeah, he's
scene
done.
where they're all talking and they're all like, "Oh, that was so good." Although I don't understand, like, they prepared the castle with like dragonstone and everything, but they're gonna go out on the field and fight them.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Like, that's kind of stupid.
I'm interested to see how it's gonna play out. I don't. You think Winterfell will fall next episode?
No.
You don't think it'll fall?
I think they're gonna wrap this whole Night King story up.
Yeah, I think
What?
I think this
Wait.
next episode they're gonna wrap up the zombies, and then by
And
the
then the last
sixth
three.
or quote unquote the seventh, they're gonna go kill Cersei. Or actually, you know who I think's gonna kill Cersei?
Who? Arya Stark?
No, I think it's gonna be Jamie, because
If he
Bran
lives.
Bran has a very specific line. What is it? He says like, "We needed you" or something. Or we will need you to finish this fight. It's like it's just something that caught in my head, and I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna be very important to finish this or something. Because Jamie
Yeah.
doesn't have his Valyrian steel anymore, right? He gave it to Brienne,
He gave it to Brienne.
right? And it's kind of funny that I think it's almost every Valyrian steel blade made its way to Winterfell for this long night.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I'm trying to think of
That
I'm
we
not
know of.
I'm not that big into the lore, but everyone we've been like every Valyrian steel thing we've seen is in Winterfell.
What else?
Trying to think. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, the only thing I kind of did not like about this one was also the scene with Arya Stark.
Oh yeah, her sex scene, yeah.
I was like, it's a little odd because
Well,
because I had watched them all in the span of a month, so I pretty much
Oh
just,
yeah, I
like,
guess.
she was
You
like
grew
she was
up.
like 12 years old, and it's just like, oh wait, no, I
Girl.
don't. This feels awkward.
Girl,
Well-
you grew up.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like this.
I
Well-
watched this in the most awkward circumstances where my grandpa was sitting in the room.
Why? Wait, what?
Dude,
And,
it's family Game of Thrones time.
I know. And like, you know, Christian whatnot and stuff. And then like he sees it. I mean, Arya looks 12. And
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know what
dude.
vibe she's
She-
getting from this. I don't want to talk to This is really awkward.
I mean, she definitely looks older from the first season, but she still looks very, very young.
yeah.
It's just unsettling.
It's not, I mean, it makes sense for the character, but I thought it was a little odd. But I don't mind it.
I mean, it was
It was
okay.
quick.
Yeah, it was quick. There was nothing. I'm happy that it wasn't drawn out.
And we didn't see like full breast or anything. I
Yeah,
thought they
so-
did it somewhat tastefully.
Yeah,
We saw side boobs.
saved her
That
honor.
was it.
Tyrion.
Which characters
Oh.
you think would hurt to see die in this upcoming episode?
Any cardboard cutout of a character, if they died, I'd be, oh no. Oh, Sansa. I don't know. There's a lot of characters that have finished their arcs. Like the Unsullied guy.
Grey Worm?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
pretty
probably
much
gonna
done.
die.
He's
I think-
his arc's over. They literally finished it. He's like, after this is done, you don't think we'll grow old here? And I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Well, even
Ain't
like
nobody growing old.
I think a small character that would be really sad to go would be like the eye patch guy,
Yeah,
Dondarrion.
yeah. The
Like,
mountain,
he's such a cool character.
He's cool.
or not the mountain, the hound.
The
Mountain.
Hound. The Hound's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Onion Knight is still. I just love him. He's so
he's
cool.
great. He's just a good actor. They picked
He's
the
a
right
great
guy.
actor. His character is also just like one of the few that is actually kind of wholly good.
Oh, you mean Podrick?
Yeah, the
Van
Onion
Podrick.
Knight. I don't know.
was
There's
talking
just
about what's-
the Onion
Davos.
Knight. Yeah, Sir Davos.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's.
He's great.
I don't know. I feel like it'll have to be one of those things. I'll have to know who dies to see who it hits. Like, Sam's not going to fight, so I'm not really worried about him. But if
But
he
if
died,
he
it
does die,
would,
dude,
yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. Everything will be crushed.
I don't know. There's no here. I'll put it this way. There's no character. If they died, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, they had so much to live for.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no
it's mostly
character
just
like that
a lot
anymore.
a lot of the characters have already come to their kind of. It's just there's been so much character development that it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Like, I mean,
I
if,
just think the way they do
To be
it.
honest,
is
if
important.
Khaleesi died, I kind of don't care.
Khalid. Oh yeah.
She definitely won't. But
She's
No,
definitely
yeah.
not gonna die. It's just she's kind of one of those characters that I was like, I'd probably actually be one of the least impacted.
Yeah, as
Just
I
because
told
I
you,
was like,
cardboard cutouts of characters. I would be
Yeah.
so. Oh no.
her
No, I'm just kidding.
her character is just I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Her
It's
character
too
arc's been over. All she wants is the Iron Throne. That's it.
Yeah.
She has no
pretty
more
much it.
development
That's
to
my
go
problem.
through.
That's my problem. Same thing with Cersei. Like if she died too, I don't really care because it's
I,
like
I would if Jaime Lannister is alive and Cersei dies, I would care. Because
oh,
remember,
yeah.
she's still pregnant with his kid,
Oh, yeah.
And
but
and
she's
that was another thing that
evil.
caught me. I was like, what
an
if?
evil woman.
Oh fuck! There's just so many things that's like,
I don't think Cersei's a cardboard cutout or anything.
No,
And
No,
I-
she's not a cardboard cutout.
No.
I just don't like her.
yeah, fair enough.
I just don't like her. They made a good non-likable. I mean, she's sympathetical in some ways, but
It
they
doesn't
made
mean
a
you have to
good
like her.
character to not. Yeah, they
Yeah.
made a good character to not like.
Yeah, it's just
You're not supposed to be rooting for Cersei.
no,
No.
God no.
Similar to how you're not really supposed to. What's his name?
See, here's my thing: is even if
What's
Jon Snow died,
Oh.
I'd be like, all right. I know
Yeah,
he
'cause
won't.
He had a good character arc,
But I was
Dude,
like,
well, he
alright.
already did die, and I was
Yeah.
like, when he died, I was like, okay,
Okay.
you know what? He had his
Okay.
run, and then he
But
comes
There's
back.
just
and it's like, oh,
I think maybe we've hardened ourselves, maybe a little
that's
too
probably
much.
it. Yeah.
Bran can't die. I mean, he might, but I
Three-Eyed
wouldn't
Raven?
care. Yeah, Three-Eyed Raven, not Bran. Bran's already dead. Theon, if he died, it'd be sad for Sansa, but Cardboard can't cry. I don't know.
It loses
For
all
the
its integrity
listeners-
when it gets wet, dude.
For the listeners who don't know, we really do not like Sansa's character from
Yeah,
Game
No,
of Thrones.
Sophie
I-
Turner's
no,
just
here's the thing,
not that good
Is
of an
I think
actor.
her character would be better if the actor was better.
Yeah, she's
I
not a good
don't
actress
like
at all.
Sophie Turner as an actor.
Yeah,
I
she's
just
not that
like
good.
even in trailers for Dark Phoenix, ugh, is all like she cries and I go I cry. I'm like I could cry better than that. Come on.
I don't hate her. I don't think she's a bad
It's
actress.
not the worst.
for my opinion, but I could see why.
It's just dull.
Yeah, she's very
There's
she's
just
very
nothing to it.
there she's very like even when she's having like that heartfelt moment with the song with Jenny's song playing and
Yeah.
they're both eating, I was like, wow, man, that cardboard cutout is like super hot. You know, like it's steaming. It's just like she just like smiles at him and I'm like, that's like a smile you give somebody when they say a funny joke, not like we're about to die and I'm so glad you're gonna be here by my side smile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
And-
but Stephanie, you do root for the villains, dude. Ramsey?
I do.
Are you kidding me?
I was rooting for Ramsey.
He was just the worst. I couldn't wait to see that fucking guy get.
I loved him. He was.
I loved him.
I loved him. He was
That's
one
what
of my
I
favorite
hated about
just-
the battle.
you're
of the
one of those
Bastards is
people-
It took so long to get him killed.
Yeah. It was
I
it
always
was a
root for
good death
villains.
though. It was a good kill. It was a good
Yeah.
kill.
Good kill.
It was a good kill, soldier. Sansa. Thank God cardboard cutouts can release dogs.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna stop
know
with
that.
those jokes.
No, that's
Are we-
good. We've only used it about 700 times.
Anything else?
Let me check
Uh,
over my notes. Jenny's
Trying to
song
think.
was
No,
awesome.
I didn't take any goddamn notes.
I take notes on everything I watch now.
I mean, I know Tyrion's gonna die at some point.
Eh, if he dies, like that's another character. I'm like, he's done.
Yeah, like he was actually kind of done 2 seasons ago, and you can
He
kind
wa-
of tell
yeah.
from like
Yeah.
how much screen time they've given him. Like he was pretty much the main character, I think, from like seasons 2 and 3.
Well, yeah. Well. In the books, he is our George's favorite character to write for because he thinks that they're so similar. He probably thinks better as him than as Sansa or something as a point of view character.
Right.
But not Theon, Tyrion. He has consistently like a fourth of the book dedicated to him each book.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
He is just a big
He's-
point of view
he's-
character.
He's a great character. He's really
Yeah,
cool
he's also a
to-
good
to
character.
follow.
It helps, but like
It's just that now
His
he
arc's
just feels
over.
like he's just it's
Like-
ended, and it's just he's kind of on the back burner.
Like, I can't imagine, like, he does have, like, it's just a good actor. I think that's the only thing that's keeping
Yeah.
that character afloat right
Oh,
now,
no, Peter Dinklage
is that
so
Peter
good.
Dinklage is killing it.
The
Like, when
Dinkles.
he's
But-
sitting
and
there and
even-
he's talking to himself, and he's like, I'd love to see her just hung or something. He's like, I bet you she'd think that was really funny. And he's talking to himself, and Jamie's off looking at someone else, and he's just still talking to himself. It's hilarious.
Well,
Wow.
even he can sell lines that aren't that well written.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
can make them seem smarter
Yeah,
than they really
definitely.
are.
Oh, God, he's so good. Is
I
he
don't
the
know.
only non-English actor there?
I think
No.
so.
No,
Maybe Grey Worm.
no, what are you talking about, dude? Some of those people come from all over.
Oh.
Well, I wonder if any of them are still
Okay,
alive,
let me
because I
rephrase
remember
that.
in
Is
the...
he the only American actor?
No. God, no.
I'm trying to think who else is there.
Sansa. She's not British.
She's English.
No,
Oh,
she's
she's
not.
British.
What?
Yeah, she's English. Yeah, she's English.
I don't
100%.
Yeah.
think so.
No, dude, 100%.
Arya's British. He's not alive anymore.
He's not alive anymore.
I was thinking of little bird or bird Littlefinger.
Yeah, but he's English. No, he's not English, isn't
no,
he?
he's not. He's
But
just
he's-
a good English actor. He might be Irish.
Yeah.
God damn it, you're making this hard for me.
Dude, I'm pretty sure there's no.
Brianna Tarth. She's not British. No, she is. Fuck.
She is.
God damn it,
I
dude.
think majority of
telling
them
you.
are.
Well, I know a
telling you.
majority of them are because they still go by the TV rules in Britain, not the American ones. Because they film it, most of it in Britain and Scotland and shit.
Yeah.
So, John's British. God, they're all fucking British.
Well, any
Gotcha.
closing statements?
Jamie's not
episode?
British.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
He totally is.
No, you guys
Look
are
up
fucking with me now.
Look up anything.
I'm not gonna look this up. I don't want to know. Fuck the British.
I just looked it up.
Hold
Oh,
on.
okay. Yeah, he's the only American one. There's other ones like Pedro Pascal. There's like Pedro Pascal. You're not muted. Jason Momoa.
I
Jason
was
Momoa.
muted for. I was muted. He's been dead for 8
Okay, but
7
he.
seasons. Yeah, I was muted
he
for
can come
OBS,
back.
not for you guys. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
He could come back. Yeah, he's just a White Walker. You know, he just traveled across an ocean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why don't they just go across? It's done.
Go across
Westeros
the
is
ocean.
done. Just go across the ocean.
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like. It.
Well, that
I
kinda
imagine it. I
that
imagine
gives
it kind of
you
like.
lore.
Hunter, would you give up your home? I don't know. You've
If it
moved
meant
too much.
certain death.
Well, the lore is that like the White Walkers were created because the first man went to Westeros in the first place.
Yeah, so it's
So
a
maybe that's all they
Westerosi
want.
curse kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like I
so-
can't imagine
huh.
they would want to go to like, Marine or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Easteros, Sutheros,
Just take it all
Northeros.
over. Damn.
They could do
Our
it, but
powers
I doubt they
combined.
would want to.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Westeros it's been shown to be just a fucking powerhouse of everything good. Like Highgarden never stops producing food.
Yeah.
You know, it's in Dorne. I mean, Dorne's not like really good, but like, it's just a really nice place to live compared to Esteros. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, it's like fields and desert, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
And slaves.
there's a portion of the book, not the book, I think the other continent where there's just like unfathomably horrible places
oh yeah,
where
Oh,
no
yeah.
one should live.
Esteros. Well, I mean, with the new book, Fire and Blood or whatever, which is like a fucking basically a world builder's wet dream for his world, is just fucking filled to the brim with how shit the rest of the world is.
Is that,
I'm not even kidding you. They're
you think
like,
that's gonna be their spin-off? Is just
Probably.
everything in Easteros?
Maybe
I thought it was gonna be the
Oh.
Ned and Baratheon war.
That'd be cool too, but I don't think they're doing
I don't think they do that, but it's hard to think of anything else. Like, this world was specifically built for this.
Yeah.
Like, and there's so many things that only work with how it's been produced or with how it's been told.
If I
Because
were to do
if you go too far east, it becomes way too weird, magical bullshit. You go too far south, and it becomes like a New World conquistadors.
So
Yeah.
if I were to like pitch a show to HBO, I would do one where it's a prequel, but it would be like them venturing to this place, because there's parts of the world that are like no one's ever set foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be like an expedition, and Jen, you just watch them like
Even then,
all
like,
die
I think a good show, it'd have to be like a season 2,
Yeah, just
3
give
at the
me once.
most. It'd be the destruction of Valeria, or
just
Valyria.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
just,
but
like,
it couldn't be too long because it's been around too long. Like, that's how I'd feel, is like, because Game of Thrones works because you get this very rough outline of how everything works, and it's very much like our history. And they change like little things, 7 kingdoms with one big king who's really an emperor, and you're like, all right, yeah, I get that shit. And then they have like it's just, and like Valyria would be very different. Everyone's on dragons. It'd be really like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd just be How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, but and they could only do like 1 or 2 seasons of it. But I think it'd be good, and it'd show how or how the Targaryens conquered Westeros would be another good one with his 2 sisters, Rhaegar. I don't remember who conquered it.
I can't remember.
Yeah, and that would be cool. But yeah, we're about out of time.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, this has been the Down Out Podcast. That's been Hunter, Stefan.
Good
I'm
take.
Brendan. Game of Thrones season 3. We'll see you then, or episode 3. Fuck.